Welcome, X-Wing players. I'm Phil.
And I am Jake.
And we are Dark Side Productions. Today, we have a game from one of our local X-Wing League nights. This match hosts myself, Phil, on the left, playing Dash, Rendar, and Miranda Doni against Phil McDaniel.
And that's not me, even though Phil's the one on the left, but I am happy to be here.
Phil McDaniel is running actually an awesome Swarmy list here. He's got Poe Dameron and a T-70 X-Wing with... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and he has 4 A-Wings.
Yes, absolutely.
4. Can you believe that the Rebels can pack that much firepower now?
Yep. Well, you can when you have prototype pilots with Chardaan Refit for like really low amounts of points. It's okay. It's a good swarm. He's gotten some practice along with it. But yeah, Poe's got Predator, Autothrusters, and R2-D2 is pretty standard. So Poe's going to get some regen going on, and we'll see how he flies with it. I'm running Dash Rendar with Lone Wolf, Outrider title, Heavy Laser Cannon, and Recon Specialist. So every time I take a focus, I get 2. And then Miranda Doni with Twin Laser Turret, Sabine Wren, because, you know, Connernet and Seismic Charges are things.
And I have had the misfortune of playing against you running this list, and you do that. You do that opening move where Miranda Doni crashes in to get her range 3 TLTs off. It's brutal.
Yep. But anyway, Miranda's got, like I said, Twin Laser Turret, Sabine Wren, Connernet, Seismic Charges, extra munitions, and one other thing. I don't... Let me get out my list.
Well,
here.
the long and short of it is that if you're at range 3 of Miranda Doni, she has the advantage because she's firing that twin laser turret, and that's, you know, best at range 3 because it denies you that range bonus.
Yep.
But if you get too close, she can hit you with those bombs, and with Sabine Wren, they're doing an extra damage. You're just not going to have a good time against that ship.
And Miranda has Advanced Slam as her modification as well. So I really like flying this list. My biggest caveat is trying to keep Dash away from Miranda as best as possible. Because with Lone Wolf, you're only getting it if you're beyond range 1 to 2 from another friendly ship. So as we check for range here for the first round of combat, looks like Poe doesn't have anything. Again, he's pilot skill 8, and I actually did that the wrong way because I have initiative in this battle, but it's okay.
Well, that's going to be important because Poe and Miranda Doni are, of course, both pilot skill 8.
Yep.
And it looks like Doni kind of just barely has a TLT shot on that A-wing.
No, this one was out of range.
Okay, well, she'll shoot.
So we're gonna take some TLT shots.
All right.
And just rechecking range here, but yeah, that range ruler barely slides through those 2 ships there. So
that A-wing is smoothly avoiding getting hit by that TLT.
But it's okay because I feel pretty confident about Miranda here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and
burn a shield
and get an additional attack dice because I want damage going through on these A-Wings as much as possible. So
definitely. Now, you're not going to get that Lone Wolf bonus this turn on Dash, but yeah, it's okay. You'll get it next turn.
So I've got the focus on Miranda. I roll hit, crit with TLT. Don't spend the focus. You know, he's rolling 3 agility dice, but I'm feeling it. You know, I'm putting a damage through there.
Okay.
Taking a shield off.
And the crit doesn't matter with TLTs.
Right. Same thing, and then I do burn the focus here because I only rolled 1 hit and a focus result.
Okay.
And then he evades this attack.
Okay,
so
that was going to happen.
He rolled 3 evades there. It was really good. Yeah, the way Phil flew this list was quite interesting. I watched the game previously that he played as we see Dash take shots in that same A-Wing with HLC burning a focus. He played against Tel Trevura, pretty beefy Tel Trevura with 2 TLT Y-Wings, and you guys will see that match a little bit later on. I didn't have time to get it edited and rendered, but that'll happen this week.
Okay, so that A-Wing is looking a little bit worse for wear. It's already down to 1 health, I believe. So, you know, is the A-Wing the new TIE fighter? I don't know. Time will tell.
I don't think so.
Okay, Phil will tell.
I don't think so. TIE fighters.
Okay, so we've got some hits.
Yeah, so the bottom A-Wing next to the dead wing, as Phil likes to call it, that black and red Deadpool themed A-Wing. Didn't get any hits on Dash there, but he's He's firing at dash again. Again, he doesn't get any lone wolf bonuses, but with range 3, he's rolling an additional dice, spending the focus, so you don't really need it.
All right, so I'm going to be interested, Phil, in what you elect to do in the next turn, because Dash obviously kind of wants to go one way and Miranda wants to go another, so that Dash gets lone wolf. But at the same time, if he focuses fire on one of those ships with all 5 of his, I can count, then one of those ships might go down. So I'm going to be really interested to see how you choose to play this one.
Yeah, he made really, really bold moves in this game that I was just like, oh my goodness, I would not have expected that out of anyone. So Phil did a really good job for the most part with his initial maneuvers. There were a couple of times where he rarely made a mistake in terms of his maneuvers. I mean, especially with these A-Wings.
And I'll say it, A-Wings are the best blockers in the game. They have the maneuverability of a TIE fighter, and they've got the boost action, and even though the model is smaller, the base is the same size. So A-Wings are just fantastic blockers for that action denial.
See, I was curious when he actually performed the barrel roll there, because he's got the potential to block dash on the left with that blue and white A-Wing, but then I realized his dead wing was moving pretty quickly, so he might have been better off barrel rolling the other way. But it's okay.
Time will tell.
He's got a nice sectors of fire going along with his A-Wings right now. He's got a lot of angles covered. He's boosting in right now. He's going to try to block Miranda here, which is exactly the right move in this particular instance.
Here's what I want to know. What happens if you drop a mine-style bomb, like a Connernet or a proximity mine, on 2 different models? Do they both immediately roll for it?
So that is going to be... That's a good question. That is going to be...
Because you have them, so it might come out.
Right. That's going to be something that you'll definitely see.
Spoilers.
We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that in just a few moments. But he's got a great kill box with these A-Wings here, and I sneak in
you were running
maybe
right into it.
With Miranda, and I clear it by like a nub. So this was a really, really fantastic maneuver by Miranda, I thought.
Can you slam out of there?
Yes, you can, assuming it clears.
And then let Poe just punch you in the face?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, no, you're slamming the other way.
I am slamming the other way. That is correct. Right. So we're going to mark
the dead wing.
Mark the dead wing there. I really like his paint job on that, too.
Yeah.
The only thing to make that better would probably be a wash. He said he didn't thin his paints out enough for it.
I just want to, on the subject of paint jobs, remind you that if you plan on showing up to our monthly Bling Wave tournament,
which is the 27th of August of this month,
and you definitely should, we do have a Best in Show category now. So if you come in and you've got an awesome paint job, we want you to come in with that ship and play with it and show it off, because the Best in Show, I'm using air quotes here, is going to get a special piece of prize support. That's a special prize for the best repaint or the best model alteration that we see in the tournament. So, come in and show off. We want you to fly to win, but we also want you to fly in style.
It's like one of the best catchphrases ever.
Yeah.
So as you see here, I slammed with Miranda, and Advanced Slam allows me to perform an action, and that action this round being dropping a Connernet. So he's got a bunch of wacky things happening in here.
Okay.
We got 3 A-Wings right in range 1 of that Connernet. So Sabine's going to trigger. It just depends on which A-Wing is going to get.
Oh, so one of those A-Wings is about to take 2 damage and an ion token and...
No, just 1. So Connernet has 1 damage and 2 ion tokens.
Right, but doesn't Sabine Wren now do an additional damage?
So Sabine affects an enemy ship at range 1. So you can focus damage on 1 ship.
Oh, you can do it to another ship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that's even better than I thought.
Yeah, because so here back to your point about what happens to ships when a bomb. So in this particular instance, what would happen is the ship bases immediately overlap the bomb. In this case, it would technically be a mine, I guess, because it requires an action to place. So
Potato,
they immediately,
Connernet.
yeah, exactly. That's good. They immediately suffered the effects of the Connernet. So both the dead A-wing and the A-wing at the bottommost portion of the screen.
It's not literally a dead A-wing, the Deadpool A-wing.
Yes, they are receiving a damage and ion tokens.
Okay.
So then I'm discussing which one I'm going to Sabine here because it's kind of crucial. Obviously, Dash has no shots on that black and white A-wing. I want to try to put the most damage onto one ship as possible in this round, especially because Miranda has slammed and she cannot fire this round.
She can't attack, but she doesn't need to with that Connernet.
Correct.
And you can kind of just see it thematically. Miranda Doni just flying into a swarm of A-wings and dropping a Connernet, just tying them all together, slamming them into rocks.
So it's kind of crucial which one I'm going to Sabine here. And it's good to note that Miranda has 3 shields at this point because she dropped a shield to gain an attack dice during that first round of combat.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so
it doesn't look like the A-wings are going to be able to shoot her. So
correct, but depending on which direction Poe goes, that could be problematic.
Okay.
I don't remember what he does here.
Me neither.
He's pretty aggressive with Poe. I mean, when he played his game against James, he took out Tell rather fiercely. I mean, he did, and then ended up losing Poe to the TLT Y-wings. But as you see here, that's a fantastic position by Poe. It's going to be range 1. I can't tell from here if it's obstructed.
It's gonna look like it's not obstructed from where I'm sitting because he does have Miranda Doni does have that corner pointing toward Poe. So Miranda Doni is about to feel some hurt.
Yep. So I did actually Sabine that dead wing.
Okay. And we've got 4 dice at range 1 coming in from Poe's primary weapon. And of course, he doesn't have to spend his focus in order to use it. So here it comes.
Poe's ability is really good. So we have determined that it is not obstructed. And, with Predator, I'm just going to re-roll blank dice here and roll a hit. So that's 4 hits on Miranda.
Poe's got
she blanks. Poe's got Predator. So he put 3 hits and a crit through on Miranda. She suffers the crit, and that crit was whatever the one that gives you have to roll an attack die, and on a hit, suffer a critical damage. And I rolled a crit here. So I didn't suffer an additional crit, which is really good because that really could have put a damper, on things here. Yeah, so Miranda's got no shots because she's slammed.
Now, I'm going to be really interested to see what Poe does next turn. Mm-hmm. I think that he kind of just has to deal with the fact that he's going through a debris cloud.
I don't think he cares, really. I mean, depends on where Miranda ends up after.
Dash is taking a shot.
But Dash is taking a shot on that dead wing there. Because I was able to put some significant damage on it.
Does that
with Sabine and
no focus on that dead wing either?
No focus
because it bumped.
And then I roll absolutely horrible with HLC.
And no lone wolf because you're too close to Miranda.
Yep.
Okay, did he dodge with the dead wing?
He did.
Okay, so dead wing is still in the picture.
So he's attacking, and then I got an evade there. I believe he attacked with the.
Gets 2 more hits.
Red and white A-wing on the left.
And you got 1 more dodge, so you take a damage.
Taking a shield there, so Dash is down to 4 shield. And last one at range 3. He's going to spend a focus there for 2 hits.
Do you have it?
And I spent a focus there for 2 evades.
I knew you had it in you, Phil.
Dash does Dash things. Speaking of Dash, I am a huge Kyle Katarn fan when he has HLC. But then I thought,
he doesn't know any better.
Yeah, that's fine. Hush. If I was running Mangler Cannon, I'd have Kanan Jarrus.
I'm big on Kanan Jarrus. I think that Kanan Jarrus with heavy laser cannon just completely revitalizes Dash Rendar. You don't know where he's coming from, whereas with a regular Super Dash with Kyle Katarn, you pretty much know where he's going to be.
I would have agreed with you just then, unless you. But then you said HLC instead of Mangler Cannon, and so you can do whatever you want with Dash with Kyle Katarn and still have good Mangler Cannon shots. I mean, you have a good chance of putting a crit through. Of course, I would also run push the limit instead of lone wolf. But in this particular instance, I mean, I was getting the focus from Kyle Katarn.
Well, you're running HLC, right?
Yep, I'm running HLC currently. I was running HLC when I was playing Kyle as well. Got the focus whenever I cleared a stress with Kyle.
Oh, this A-Wing is boosting in aggressively, trying to get into the Donut of Doom. If you don't know, and you probably do, but the heavy laser cannon is sometimes called the Donut of Doom with Dash because he can't fire primary, and the heavy laser cannon fires 360 with him, but only at range 2 to 3. Only at range 2 to 3. So if you get to range 1 of Dash, he cannot shoot you.
Yep.
So I think that's what he's trying to do with his A-Wings here.
But that's where Mangler Cannon comes into. It's 1 to 3.
You don't have Mangler Cannon.
Oh, yeah, I don't have Mangler Cannon at the moment. So these A-Wings are pretty predictable. They're doing 1 forwards here, but they still do get their actions. So as I was saying, you know, if I needed to clear a stress with Kyle, did a green maneuver, gets me a free focus, and then it was usually focus with push to limit. Focus and then target lock with push to limit, or focus boost with engine upgrade. But that's just a lot of points on Dash, you know, for Super Dash, because that's how he's pretty much been played for the longest amount of time.
So he is putting all of his eggs in one basket, so to speak. All of those A-Wings are pointed the same way. If he gets to shoot you with all of them, great. That is 8 attack dice coming at you.
Yep.
But if you turn to the right, it's going to be hilarious because they're just going to be hanging out.
Yep.
And what do you do?
And unfortunately, he wasn't able to maneuver those last 2 A-Wings because they were ionized, and you know, can't really do a whole lot. Even if he would have barrel rolled with that last A-Wing, he still wouldn't. Maybe would have had me an arc, but I don't think it would.
The A-Wings will be back next turn. It's fine.
Yeah, that is true. But in the meantime, Dash is going to have his shots again, and debating on that. The actions here. I really didn't want to be in range 1 of that blue and white A-Wing, because even though he was getting an additional attack dice, I was still getting an additional defense dice. Should I have taken the focuses here? Probably, but instead I just barrel rolled away, increased the range, and set up for next turn. So
I don't dislike your decision to go for better board position over more dice modification in this case, because I mean, you know, planning ahead multiple turns, sometimes a better board position is even worth taking 1 or 2 damage.
That's absolutely true. But in Dash's case, it could be hit or miss.
I'm really interested to see what Miranda Doni does here. And
so
she's revealing the maneuver.
We're revealing the maneuver, and we're going to drop a Seismic Charge.
Okay.
I'm trying to put another damage on that dead wing there. It's already finished its maneuver. This is probably where that barrel roll from that A-Wing would have come in handy. If he would have gone front to back, barrel rolling forward to the right, he probably would have been outside of range 1 of the Seismic Charge.
And instead he gets hit with it, and I just realized you've got both kinds of bombs on Miranda, which is brutal. Now,
so rolling for the debris there, taking a stress from the debris.
Oh, so you cannot slam because you just took a stress.
Correct.
And it looks like that Seismic is going to hit Poe too, unless it does some pretty fancy flying. All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he anticipated the Seismic Charge here.
Well, I'm wondering if he purposefully bumped or if that was an accident.
I think it was accidental. I'm not really sure on Phil's part here. He struggled with bumping in his game against James.
Yeah.
And he bumped with Poe a lot, so he went fast when he probably should have went slow. And he's doing a phenomenal job, like I said, of flying those A-Wings. And once he gets Poe's maneuvers down, then it's going to be a deadly squadron. I mean, checking for range with that Seismic Charge.
Okay. It looks like it's just out of hitting that other A-Wing, but it is going to put a damage into the Deadpool wing and into Poe, which is frankly a much bigger deal. So,
well, I don't know if Poe's got to be too worried about it at the moment. Even though he doesn't have a focus, he is at range 3 and out of arc of dash right now,
Yeah.
and Miranda. So the most important thing is Miranda didn't take a damage from that. And
Oh, and the bomb finishes off the red and black A-wing.
Yep, and I hit it with Sabine. So
Oh, okay.
Poe's got 2 shields left.
Okay.
It was just out of reach for that bottom A-wing.
So I
then-
am thinking that Dash is going to get a shot on the A-wing, but the A-wing is going to shoot Dash as well.
Yep, so that A-wing has no modifiers because he boosted for its action earlier in the round.
Okay.
And Miranda at this point is definitely going to recover a shield because she has none left.
I forgot she is a little bit worse for wear right now.
Yeah, she's got a damage on her already. So 1 hit with TLT there,
Okay.
going to the blue and white A-wing, and he definitely manages to evade that attack. So same thing with TLT. Don't have any focus tokens to spend. 1 hit, and
Does he take it?
I think he does.
Okay.
He
Oh,
does.
yeah.
He rolled a focus result on
There's
that one.
another dead A-wing. It's amazing how much the board can change in 1 turn.
That's true. That's true. Losing 2 ships in 1 round is never a good thing. That's especially if your ships haven't fired
Yeah.
already that round. So shots coming in from the bottommost A-wing. I'm sorry, dash going into the bottommost A-wing.
Okay, and there's a heavy laser cannon with 3 hits. And there's an A-wing with...
Lot of paint there.
Okay.
So he rolled 2. He rolled 2 evades, and the other were focus.
Yeah.
So he takes a shield off that one.
You hate to see all those eyeballs staring mockingly up at you when you do not have a focus token.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
So he manages to roll hit crit on dash here.
Okay.
I'm sorry, focus.
Okay. Did he have the token to modify?
Why did he take his dice away?
Oh, hit.
Yeah, so he's got hit there.
Okay. And Dash, I do think, is going to be able to use Lone
Lone
Wolf
Wolf,
here
yep,
to
he's in
reroll
Lone Wolf
that.
range.
Okay, does he have a focus token?
Dash does not have a focus token. He is
Alright.
He's taking another damage to the shield there, so Dash is down to 3 shield. So Dash was able to avoid the attack from the topmost A-wing. Man, I really got to get some numbers on these things. He's got him on this A-wing.
All good things in time.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that we are working on here at Darkside Productions, and I definitely hope that our loyal subscribers stay that way. And
And we hope you're enjoying the content now, but you just gotta bear with us as well because it's just gonna get better from here.
that's true. Overlays, intro videos,
More catchphrases.
more catchphrases,
Lots of catchphrases.
and more importantly, more X-Wing. Fly casual.
Flying style.
Absolutely. We need a shirt made with that and a big golden ship on the front of it. It'd be
Definitely.
fantastic.
It'll say Bling Wave.
Yes. Yes. I think that should be the long-running thing. Every tournament. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But what I can tell you is the ship is going to be gold.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be playable. And
Yes.
it's relevant. So even though a Golden Star Viper would look awesome,
Hey,
Wow.
you don't run the Star Vipers, Phil?
I have not ran the Star Viper in a while. As
Oh.
everyone says, they're a bit too expensive. And
I don't know. I think we're gonna see some love for the Star Vipers in the coming waves.
I hope so. And it was rumored that the Scum and Villainy was going to get an epic ship with a Star Viper. So I don't know if it's still a rumor or not, but that would be amazing.
But then there may be a Golden Star Viper ship in
Yep.
our midst
Yep.
for the next Bling Wave. Oh, and
So here's really where his
I'm gonna want to see.
endgame strategy is kind of happening here. He's really able to maneuver those A-Wings well, especially those first 2.
Well, when you are running a swarm, you're really playing the numbers game. You have more dice than your opponent, in theory. So, how well you do in that game is really going to be about how good you are at bringing those dice to bear on your opponent. See, in this case, we see Dash basically negating a lot of that by flying around the A-Wings, but It could have very easily gone the other way too.
Yeah, it certainly didn't help that his A-wings are the lowest pilot skill on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, and didn't basically 2 of them die to a bomb. I know they didn't die, but they were basically.
So one was nixed by that Counternet and Seismic Charge, and the other was hit pretty badly from HLC and TLT in 2 turns.
And I will say, other than your list, Phil, I haven't really seen anybody utilize Sabine Wren, the pilot, quite as effectively. Being able to basically throw that damage wherever you want, regardless whether or not it's who the bomb hit, is a very powerful ability, and I'd like to see more of it.
Yeah, especially with extra munitions and stuff being available. There are limits.
Oh, here comes
some
the
ships.
TLT.
Yeah, Miranda was able to take a target lock here, and she's now going to recover a shield because she's got 1 left and 4 hull. But I would definitely like to see more bombs as I whiff there, rolling only a focus.
They're the only way you get damage, Phil, with the way
That's
you roll.
That's true. I don't want to spend the target lock here.
Best thing about bombs, you don't have to roll for them.
So I just rolled 2. I have a good feeling that he's going to avoid this here.
Okay.
Because he's got Autothrusters. Not that he needs it. He rolls 2 evades anyway.
Yeah. Plus Poe's ability.
Plus his ability.
Yeah. Okay.
So Dash now gets a really fire with no remorse here. I mean, he's got Lone Wolf range.
Are we obstructed?
That's really what
I think we are.
Made me determine which A-wing I was going to shoot.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember if I measured it or not.
I just assumed you were going to hit Dash. I guess you're hitting the A-wing.
Oh, you mean Poe?
I'm sorry. I assumed you were going to hit Poe. Instead, you went for that A-wing, and you're re-rolling with Lone Wolf.
Yep.
And let's see. Do you? Yep, you get it.
Yep. So I finally put 4 on with HLC, which is.
Ouch.
Yeah. And if I re-rolled that and it became a crit, or whatever I re-rolled with HLC, like if I had a target lock, that crit stays.
Yeah.
The crit's only
negated
hits from HLC's own effect.
Yeah.
Before you even modify it. Only way around that is a Megaliter. A Megaliter doesn't modify or modifies, negates the modification of that.
Megaliter does a lot of things, Phil.
Yeah.
And
yes.
They are not very nice.
A Megaliter does a Megaliter things. So we put a couple hits on that A-wing there. And as we're advancing into another round of maneuvers.
I think we're in endgame territory here, definitely. Something's got to give. I think that either he's going to have a windfall and drive a bunch of damage into Dash, which, could happen. Or you're going to take out another ship, and then it's just not a fair fight.
That's true, but he does have Poe, and this is what I was talking about. His maneuvering with these A-wings was absolutely outstanding. I mean, like the way he placed them right next to that debris cloud and still have actions, not take stress or any damage is just
phenomenal.
There are a few pilots that I've played against that I've seen that from. That comes with time. So.
And here comes Dash. And what's he gonna do? He cannot boost. It doesn't look like. The barrel roll is not something he wants to do either.
No, I still want to maintain range 3 from Miranda, so I get that Lone Wolf bonus. But Super Dash isn't so super in this game, so I can really just sit back and play a little bit more defensive with him. I mean, he's going to really have to try to catch up to Dash because of how fast he is, especially being a large ship. So I can just skirt around the play field or go right through it because Dash ignores obstacles. So Miranda's trying to turn and get back into the fight here. She's still got the target lock on Poe, but I think at this point I'm still out of range, especially when he performs his next maneuver. So we're just going to slam at a speed of 2 here.
Okay. Just get yourself back into the fight.
Yep.
All right. Miranda's going to drop a bomb here for no reason.
Advanced slam Counternet.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Put another thing there.
Well, the Counternet will stay between turns, so genius if Poe ever gets down to that corner of the board.
Yeah, we just focus here.
Okay.
So, which is, great because you have that ability to do so with advanced slam.
Yep. And what is Poe doing? Is that a Talon roll or is it
Poe,
just a 3-turn?
It's a Talon roll.
Here it is.
So he's
Tatooine Drift.
wanting to get Poe back to the fight, but his position from this Talon roll is tricky because now he's
about to take some hits from that HLC. Maybe. I don't know. He's got Autothrusters and he's got no focus tokens. Okay, he's got Autothrusters.
Yeah,
this will be fine.
Autothrusters.
It's fine.
But next round, he's got a very good chance of running into that debris cloud. He's already got a stress. I am not getting Lone Wolf this turn because that corner from Miranda just made it in. So I don't think I'm getting Lone Wolf here.
No.
So we're just going to say we're going to ignore Poe there because he's got Autothrusters. And we're going after that rightmost A-wing. Spend a focus, put 4 more hits on it, and he's only rolling 3 dice with a focus token. So
I forgot the A-wings were still there, honestly. So there they are. And
yep. And he rolled 3 evades with that too.
Okay.
By the way. And he only took 1 damage. So
yeah, they will do that. They will definitely do that.
So now A-wings are shooting back. I think it's hit crit here.
Oh.
And once again, I spend a focus token and take another damage, so Dash is down to 2 shield.
Okay.
So he's chipping away at Dash. He's got Arc with that
2
second
more hits.
A-wing, so it's 2 more hits, and again, another shield gone. So 1 shield on Dash.
Okay.
Yeah, if he was able to focus fire with all 4 A-wings, that could have been pretty detrimental because Dash is only rolling 2 evade dice, and once those focus tokens are gone, yeah, sure, I have 2 of them. I'm probably going to end up spending 1 on offense to get shots off, but...
Well, I also never see on Dash Lone Wolf. I always see push the limit on Dash, just to get those, movement actions in and position yourself on the board.
That's true.
But I really like the way the Lone Wolf has been performing for you. You've gotten several hits on it. You've gotten some dodges. It's been great.
Yeah, he just went a little fast with that first A-wing and bumped into Dash, so it's going to bump right into the back of that first A-wing. But it's okay because he's still got several sectors of fire here that he can play with, especially now that Poe is... I don't know. I don't remember if he's going to bump into the debris cloud or not. I mean, he can't really afford to. But I just figured, hey, if I 3-turned with Dash here, I don't know if it would have bumped into that A-wing, which would have been a really, really bad deal for me because then Dash is actionless.
For naught,
and then I have no modifiers with the double focus. But that A-wing in the front, I think it has range 1 at this point.
Ooh.
So trying to decide the action with Dash is it's pretty crucial because all he has to do is land, a good solid crit on Dash.
And then Dash can be taken out. So
if Dash goes pilot skill 0 here, that is the worst.
It's brutal. Okay,
that is the worst.
You barrel roll to your right here.
Left.
And
Dash is going to the left, my right, Technicalities. Which I should not have done because even though the barrel roll blocks Poe, I would have rathered Poe fly into that debris cloud.
Well, I was also thinking that you were going to barrel roll the other way just to get out of range, get out of arc of those A-wings.
I definitely should have done that.
And if you lose, that's why. Okay, so here comes Miranda, and she is such a champ for you in this game.
Yes.
Miranda, she can close it. She really can.
Yeah, and every turn she's going to be regenerating a shield. She currently has 2.
Yeah.
Still 4 hull. And I'm just really glad that I didn't suffer an additional crit back in that, second round.
Fighting Miranda, it's like playing whack-a-mole with shields. It is just annoying. You spend all this time chipping away, and then they come right back.
Especially if she has initiative. So if she was versing the Inquisitor, she's still taking a 3 dice attack, generally with a great amount of modification. So at least, I would say probably at least 3 hits.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
2 on average.
Here comes Miranda with a focus, and she's got a target lock too, but that's on Poe.
That's on Poe, yep. And Poe just bumps in a dash. It is a green maneuver, so he clears a stress and gains a shield that he doesn't need because Poe only has 3 shields.
Oh no. How awesome would it have been if there was a little bit of debris cloud left and he had still gotten the debris cloud?
That would have been phenomenal.
It's not going to happen.
Dash covered the entire debris cloud here, so we're marking Dash. And then, for whatever reason,
taking away the marker
moves
from
the marker.
Dash. That defeats the purpose entirely.
Yeah. But it's okay. I pretty much, it was nub to base plate, and so I thought positioned
We were
it.
really in the thick of it, nub to nub.
Yeah. Positioned it as best as I could there.
Mm-hmm.
So Poe's definitely going to have an obstructed shot on Miranda, is what we determined.
That's what we were checking.
But Miranda's got initiative, and she's shooting first. So she's rolling 2 less to recover yet again another shield. So it puts her at 3 shields. And all, it's
sturdy.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes Poe.
He's gonna.
With some
No,
dice.
that's the Miranda's going to the
Is she? Okay.
front A wing,
Okay.
and so that A wing avoided that 1 attack.
And here comes the second one.
Second one does not completely avoid that one.
Yep.
So he's gonna take a damage here. So his 2 remaining A wings each have. I'm sorry. I went to that first A wing.
Oh,
and that one
it's
already
gone.
had. That one already had a damage. So that one is gone.
Okay, so here comes that second A-wing. Does it even have a shot, though?
No, this is dash firing on
Okay.
the A-wing right now. At range 3 for the HLC. And I don't get Lone Wolf, but I do manage to put 3 hits on the board.
And the
And
A-wing looks like it dodges
he rolls
him.
big there. He rolls big. That's the second
Yeah.
time he was able to...
Oh, there's some prize
I'm
support.
sorry, he got 2 evades there. As
There's
Matt brings in the prize support that we're giving away for this... the whole event, the whole league event, rather. It's a series of 5 weeks and
Prize support every
prize
day.
support every day. Aside from the big prize support, like the alternate art corn horn card in this particular instance, along with the awesome TIE Fighter Challenge coin that will go to the top scorers for the league. So that A-wing is getting some shots now.
Okay. That A-wing is rolling...
I'm sorry,
That's
Poe
Poe.
is taking shots, yes.
I was going to say, that A-wing was rolling 3 dice for some reason. And Poe has a hit, you have a dodge. And Poe is not getting that damage to stick. But here comes the A-wing, taking a range 3 shot on Miranda, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I rolled
Dice.
before Poe with dash. That was definitely a no-go, but in this particular instance it didn't matter. So
Yeah.
Miranda rolled too many dice, but she ended up losing another shield.
Sometimes you get excited, roll too many dice.
That's true, and being on camera is kind of another thing too. Normally I'm a pretty calm and quaint player.
No, you're not.
And you're a liar. Yeah, no, I'm not. But being on camera really brings out the worst in people if they're not experienced on it. I'm not camera shy, but it's weird seeing myself play and do all these moves. But that's why we do it, so people can watch themselves and learn from their experiences. And with this particular angle, it's a little closer to the board. When I'm recording with my GoPro, it's more of a fisheye, and you can't really tell from the video where your maneuvers are putting you if you're like close to an obstacle. So it's a little bit harder to tell when you're trying to learn from your flying experience.
So the dials are set here. It looks like Miranda is still making up her mind where she wants to go.
Yes.
And it is an interesting decision because you're kind of choosing your target here, which ship you want to try to kill first.
Yep.
Okay,
and
so
there's that A-wing coming in to
oh,
attempt to block here. I
Yeah.
think.
that is what they do.
I mean, he's not going to be able to. He's not going to be able to boost here. Oh,
Well, he's going to try.
I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Yeah, he definitely makes the boost there.
That's a nice tactic, though. Tell your opponent you're not going to be able to boost. Maybe they won't even check it.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. So Poe
Here is Poe.
is getting marked here
He is
for Dash's maneuver.
going to be in the way.
Yeah, and Dash is gonna 3-turn.
Okay.
Doesn't care about obstacles. Now, if there were asteroids in this debris field, that would be a much more significant issue because then I'm wasting an action trying to get off said asteroid.
Right, and it's worth noting, if you're not used to playing Super Dash or playing against Super Dash, you always choose those 2-3 debris clouds because they literally do nothing to Dash at all.
Yeah. So as a side note here, I was debating what action I wanted to choose with Dash, and I double-checked Miranda's dial to see where she was going. I was under the impression that was perfectly legal because I haven't revealed the maneuver yet. So in this particular instance, I lost taking focus as an action because the organizers and everyone else around me thought that was the incorrect way of doing things. You lose your action if you look at another ship dial. So if the proper ruling is out there, I still haven't looked it up yet because I haven't had time, but that's why Dash didn't have any actions here. It's because I guess I missed the timing window
Phil cheats.
by looking at Miranda's dial.
That's the long and short of it.
You're an ass.
It's not relevant, Phil.
Perhaps. Except when you roll 4 natural crits.
Hey, we'll
dice.
get to that. Okay.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
so Dash is actionless here, which is bad because he's only got
One
no
shield.
Yeah, very little shields left. So Miranda's just gonna cruise in there.
Here she comes, and what is she gonna do? Is she gonna do a slam, drop a bomb, maybe both?
So I don't think I want to slam here for the simple fact that I have shots on both that A-Wing and Poe.
Okay.
And I really want to focus on at least taking out that A-Wing if I can. She's got 2 shields left.
Has she dropped all her bombs? Oh, it looks like you just slammed.
Yeah, I don't know why I sped it up here.
Okay. Well, here it comes.
Oh,
the
that's
counter
why.
now.
That's why I
Okay.
just speeded up here. Okay. So at this point in the game, this is when you came over and we talked about the timing of the Connor net.
Yes.
So I was correct in the initial ruling that happened earlier on in the game. And do you remember what your guys' argument was
So
at this point?
the long and short of it is that this bomb does immediately detonate. There was some confusion here. That's why we're speeding the video up. We were looking up the proper ruling, but the Connor net immediately goes off, and it's going to do some damage. And who was right and who was wrong, it doesn't matter, especially when it was me.
Yeah, in this case, it did kind of matter, though, because that A-Wing is going to shoot Dash. And he Talon rolls with Poe here, and he's like, oh, hey, barrel roll me as far back as you can, so it's not going to hit that Connor net. But in the instance from earlier on in the game, it does, in fact, detonate as soon as a ship base overlaps it, whether that be, in this case, where the A-Wing had already moved and Miranda places the Connor net, and the ship is marked and replaced back on the Connor net.
No use crying over spilled munitions. And
that's true.
Okay, so...
But it's okay. So Dash definitely takes a lot of hits here. Actionless, and I rolled 2 focus. And
staring up at you.
Dash's pilot skill is now 0.
Oh, did it
I
actually
remember that.
happen?
Yep, it did happen. It did happen.
He'll fire at 7 this round, though.
Yes.
So here it comes.
So and then I roll big with HLC to Poe here, and Poe's got double stress. So 1 stress from doing the 3K, and another because he went through the debris cloud.
Did Poe just take 4 damage?
So he just took 4 damage. Now that A-Wing is shooting Dash, and he puts hit crit on me, and I
got a dodge.
whiff on 1 dice. I have no lone wolf, so at this point, Dash takes a direct hit.
Okay.
I'm sorry, a thrust control fire, and he's at like 3 hull.
Man,
2 hull, because he's got 5 total hull. He's already got 3 damage on him.
I thought you had this, Phil, but your opponent, he's still in it. He really is.
Absolutely, and this is where we're conversing about the resolution of ConnerNet, and you looked up
Yeah.
the ruling, and
And,
shenanigans happened here. So
and then I graciously admitted that I was wrong.
never thought I'd hear you say that. No, it's good. It's a good learning experience, especially if you're watching this video and didn't know how the ruling worked. Now you know. So
We all know. And we
That's-
all learned something today.
and that's the whole point of playing, and especially with the leagues, it gives you a great opportunity to come out, practice, practice with the things you want to play, practice with the things that you never played. You know, because either way, you pay 1 fee as that bomb blows up that last A-wing there.
Oh.
Sabine's gonna hit that X-wing.
Oh, yeah.
And Sabine still would have affected the X-wing because it was at range 1
Right.
at that maneuver. So as we...
It's crazy. I think I'm going to try out Sabine now. And, oh, Sabine can go on the arc.
Yes.
Can't it?
Yes, she can.
I think we might need to do a Wave 9 battle report, Phil.
I agree, yes. Be looking for that as well. Opened up the Shadowcaster in the Special Forces tie. So I'll get that video edited and we can do
Yes.
a commentary for that.
I was fortunate enough to be able to pick up some of the Wave 9 ships at Gen Con, so we've been kind of drilling over them for the last week or so.
Yes, I'm glad I was finally able to crack them open. So Dash does a 2 forward here, gets his
Okay.
actions. And I'm definitely wanting Dash to be at Lone Wolf range here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can't afford to have him blank out with anything. So
Oh, and you still have a seismic charge.
yeah, because of
left.
extra munitions. It's
Oh,
so good.
no.
I used both ConnerNets. I used both seismic charges. So ordnance well spent. And Miranda
Yeah.
just does a 1-4 there with her initial maneuver.
Well, those bombs, they can be so brutal. They really are a feast or famine type card. You know, they are so brutal when you get them off, and it's so devastating to have a ship die with its tubes full.
Yep. And unfortunately, with Poe being stressed, he can't
Can't boost
boost
out.
out of the way.
Oh, and the boost would put him into the donut, and Dash wouldn't be able
Yep.
to shoot too. How awesome would it
Yep.
be if Poe could boost right
So checking for the most important thing, not range 1 of Miranda, but
That's
Poe is going to
impossible.
take 2 damage, and he already has 2 damage on him. So 1 goes to his shield, and the other goes to his hull. I'm announcing that I'm Sabining it right there. Takes the last damage,
Worth
and there
noting,
goes
it's...
Poe.
Oh, okay, and that is it.
Yes, so I thoroughly enjoyed playing this list, especially against Phil.
Yeah.
He was discussing with me after that he just needs a little bit more
Oh, and here comes the prize
Poe
support.
experience. Yeah, as you can see,
Oh,
yes,
it's like Christmas.
distributing the prize support. Those new Predator cards look fantastic. So
They
Phil,
do.
Phil definitely grabbed one. As you can see, new acrylic stress tokens and the 2
Oh, man.
Corrin Horde cards there.
I'm jealous. I really am.
Yeah, as I take a picture for the Facebook page, and so yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to
Absolutely.
subscribe, and we will see you next time. Remember, fly casual.
Is that like a thing we say?